It is 11 o'clock. Welcome back in. This is Three-Man Front on Jocks. We hope to catch up with Chris Stewart, brought to you by Crane Works, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. He was over in Athens, Georgia last night. Unfortunately, Alabama, they lose on the road to the Georgia Bulldogs, so the win streak for Alabama comes to an end as they lose 98-88. Cannon Catchings, man, he had a great game for Georgia last night. Hit 7 3-pointers, 32 points. He had 20 points at halftime. And Alabama was out-rebounded 40-30, so the Tide, they lose.
It comes from good stock. You remember Tamika, his aunt.
Yeah, she was.
What she was able to do at Tennessee back in her day.
Woo. Yeah, she was pretty good.
Wait, that's really his aunt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. His mom played basketball, and I think his dad played basketball as well. But, yeah, a lot of talent in that family. He was good last night.
So Alabama is still in line for a double bye for the SEC tournament, but if they beat Auburn, they would be the number 2 seed in Nashville, which means they will have a much more pleasing time for tips if you're the number 2 seed, as opposed to a 3 or a 4. So we'll see what happens. Auburn gets a big win last night down on the Plains. Senior night, they win 88-74. They held LSU to just 34 points in the first half. That is the lowest point total that they have yielded since the Florida game in the first half. So
yeah,
worked out pretty well against Florida.
You hold teams to 70 in the 70s or under that, you feel pretty good about your chances to win.
Mm-hmm.
Unless maybe you're playing Tennessee.
I thought it was interesting. Did you see where, I think he said it after the game, that Keyshawn Hall had asked Stephen Pearl, he said, hey, it's senior night. We'd dress up and wear a suit. And after last night's, I might have to wear this on Saturday in Coleman. Might be the good luck charm.
Start wearing the suit?
Yeah.
Because his dad ditched the suit, but I would think that Steven's in a lot better shape than his dad was. And probably
not as sweaty.
Yeah, and Bruce would tell you that.
Yeah, Bruce said he ruined a lot of suits.
Yeah.
Because he was very active.
But he would always promote Hong Kong tailors.
Yeah.
That's where you get all the suits done.
Mm-hmm. So Auburn is 16-14, 7-2 in the SEC, and we talked about this in hour number 1. Just kind of a roundtable discussion here on the program. We believe that if they beat Alabama, that gets them to 8 wins in conference play. Last year, Texas went 8-10 in the SEC. They made the SEC tournament. And based on all the metrics of Auburn playing the toughest schedule in college basketball, and you go and beat a probably 4 seed from the NCAA tournament, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide, in their own gym, you would think that would bode well for Auburn to get off that bubble and make the tournament.
Yeah,
Or are you still hesitant on that?
I'm still hesitant on it because I trust guys like Rocco.
So even with an 8-10.
Even with an 8-10,
and
just
a Bama win.
Bama win, it changes things for me, yeah. But I don't know if that's why I want to ask Rocco when he joins the show at noon. They win that game. Mm-hmm. Just knowing what we know right now, do you believe that they get in? Do they need a tournament win over a Mississippi State potentially in Nashville? Who knows? But that would be the 2 games that you had to point to, or the committee's going to look at. You would say the Kentucky game at home that you had a week and a half ago that you won, and then going on the road and beating that Alabama team. Other than that, though, the stretch hasn't been good. And unfortunately for Auburn, that game last night coming against the worst team in the league and actually metric-wise hurt your overall number.
Yeah. Auburn actually fell by winning.
But you put yourself in this spot.
Yeah, according to the net rankings. He joins us each and every week, brought to you by our friends at Crane Works, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
Lift it, load it, grade it, grind it, move it, haul it, rig it, dig it, Crane Works, Rental Works, yeah, the big dog's got it.
Crimson Tide Network's Chris Stewart on Three-Man Front is brought to you by Crane Works. Lift it, buy it, rent it. The big dog's got it. And now, Chris Stewart.
And voice of the Tide, Chris Stewart, joining us, courtesy of Craneworks and on the Higginbotham Hotline. I just had to get this out, Chris. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. But last night, during that whole scoreboard time clock debacle, I kept thinking about that commercial. It was the old Southwest commercial, Want to Get Away? I was thinking about that for the guy that kept pulling cables and trying to get that thing back on track. What a interesting – in all your broadcasting, anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Not the first time that's happened, and that's a whole lot better than, I've forgotten the year, but the tornado hitting the
Georgia Dome. Yeah.
Yeah, and filling for an hour with bolts falling from the sky and scoreboards swaying and people running for their lives and wondering, go, oh, I don't know much about structure, but that hole in the roof and everything flapping in the wind can't be good. So I'll take a scoreboard not working any day over building nearly falling on top of you.
This is not an excuse. Landrum and I were talking about this in the office prior to the show in regards to that 20-minute delay. The thing that surprised me, Chris, and I know it was a very difficult situation. It's not Georgia's fault. I mean, it was what it was. We've seen scoreboards malfunction, things of that nature. But you're at a very crucial part of the game with 7 and some change left to go. And both teams, basically, it's a second halftime. I mean, it's a 20-minute delay. And I'm a little bit surprised that the teams did not seriously go through another layup line or do something
I'm with you.
to kind of to get back in it, because just to stop cold turkey and then expect both of these teams to pick up the last 7.5 minutes of that basketball game at a very crucial juncture, that surprised me.
I'm with you. I was very surprised with that, and in fact, one of the weirder things was they. And it's not a criticism at all of anybody. It's just a fact. The ones that needed a break and probably slept in today are the cheerleaders and dance team for Georgia, because they stayed out there nearly the whole time performing, or at least 10 to 12 minutes of it minimum, because they were out there during the timeout and the regularly called timeout, and then they were trying to just fill and keep the crowd in it and everything, and I'm sitting, we might need to get them oxygen. So, it was a weird deal, but I'm with you. I really was surprised they didn't warm up. Now, I will say, again, it's the same for either side, but I did make the comment to Brian on air that if somebody could start hot, because this is basically almost like a brand new game. I mean, who can create their own energy first? Bama had the ball first. Latrell Wrightsell gets a layup, and now you've got that down to 6, or it may have been 5. I can't remember at the time, but it was a 2-possession game either way. And you go, okay, here we go. And there was a lot more balance in Bama's step than there was Georgia, and all of a sudden they got to stop it again. So, whatever momentum you may have gained right there went away, and now there's another reset.
You'll understand this, but there in pregame, you're sitting there courtside, you're going through your broadcast, then through the opening minutes of the game. Did it feel like the energy inside of Stegman was maybe bigger for the Georgia folks than maybe Alabama rolling in was looking at the game? The players, anyways.
You mean at the start of the game?
Yeah.
Or after that timeout, after that delay?
No, just the start of the game. Just overall, the atmosphere.
Let's see. I would say at the start of the game and throughout the game, it was the best. All the years I've been coming there, it was the best Georgia crowd I think I've ever seen.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Because, it was absolutely the best, because they're good. I know they're at 500 in league play coming in, but there's no doubt that's an NCAA tournament team, and there really wasn't any coming in. It was where would they be seated anywhere from 8 to 10 is probably what's in the minds of people at best 8, at worst 10, depending on how they finish this out, and probably an 8-9 either way. So I think that was the whole interesting thing coming in. But it was senior day, I think. Maybe not. I don't remember them actually doing anything for the seniors, so maybe it wasn't. But they had a ton of energy in there. I didn't see many empty seats, if any, and it was really an entertaining game. However, it'd have been a whole lot more entertaining if we'd been able to get out of there with a win like we did in Knoxville.
He brought it up after the game. Nate Oates was talking about the propensity at times of this Alabama basketball team to give up career nights We saw it obviously in the Arkansas game. Kennon Ketchens yesterday, he had his type of game. He scored 32 points. Was it anything in particular you noticed during the game? Was it just the fact that there was a hot hand and he was on a heater last night, or was it something defensively that you saw in Brian Pasick that maybe Alabama was not doing to allow him those open looks?
Well, Coach Oates talked about it with Catchings, the fact that he goes, it's by far the best that he has been. I mean, I think he's had some good games, and his career best was 23. But he'd had some games, 3 or 4, where he'd made 4 threes in a game. But what happened, according to Coach, is that you let him get some early open looks, and he got confidence, and then he just didn't miss. He just kept knocking down stuff, even when he was guarded, even if he wasn't on balance. And you let a guy get going, and he's talented, obviously, and he's a tough matchup. The thing that was the most interesting to me of his stat line, and I may be a number or 2 off on the first couple of pieces of this, I think he was 12 of 20 from the field. I think he was 7 of 11 from 3, but he finished the game with 32 points and didn't have 1 free throw attempt.
Wow.
Not a single one. So not only could we not stop him, we couldn't catch him to foul him to try and stop him. So that was frustrating and disappointing, and he was definitely a difference maker in that ball game in a big way.
As we head into the tournament and we start getting really finite on warts on teams, there's not many on this Alabama team, but if there is one area they must improve if they're going to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament, Chris, where is it?
It just got to be on the glass. I mean, you got out rebounded 40-30 last night, and that was after kind of closing the gap down the stretch. I mean, it was worse than that, and especially, too many O boards for Georgia. And look, it's who you are at this stage is not going to change, or what you're capable of being is not going to change. But we have at times seen this team do a better job, certainly than they did last night, and for the most part against Tennessee. They've got to be locked in all 5 spots on the floor for a full 40 minutes. When they do that, they absolutely can play with anybody in the country. But last night was one of the few times where you didn't turn the ball over a ton. We did in spurts. I forgot what the number was. It may have been 14 that we had, which is too many. But really and truly shot it really well. I think finished with 16 threes. Did a good job in some areas and still got beat. When I say soundly, not an embarrassing fashion. You're in that game late, but it was not a 2-possession game. So that part is disappointing and frustrating, but I think if they can find a way to rebound just a little bit better but defend longer, then they've got a chance to be as good and dangerous as anybody. They're probably going to be the 2 seed in the tournament. You get to avoid Florida as long as possible if you can get there to Sunday. But in a rematch, I'll take my chances with that roster being healthy if they can just get there and do what they're capable of. Florida's clearly the best. They deserve to be league champions. They may win the whole kit and caboodle when it's all said and done. But this is a team that can be beat. It's kind of interesting. You remember the Florida team that won? They had back-to-back titles under Billy Donovan.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten if it was the first or second year with when they had Joakim Noah and that group that won the title. Alabama beat them in the regular season in Tuscaloosa and was the last team to beat them that year. They got on the run and won the national championship that season. And I think it's possible that those scenarios could happen again. If they meet in Nashville, there it's, Bama's got a puncher's chance or better at beating them if they clean those things up we've already talked about. But Florida would be one that I would certainly put in a very short list of teams that are going to have the best chance of cutting down the nets when everything's over.
Well, it's always a great game when Alabama and Auburn play each other. It's the last game of the regular season. It'll be senior day there at Coleman Coliseum for Alabama. Obviously, Alabama wants to cleanse the palate after that ugly loss last night in Athens. But all of a sudden now the Auburn Tigers, they've got a fighting chance to get back in the NCAA tournament with an upset over Alabama. So I think this one's going to be as lively as it typically is when these two teams get together.
I would agree. Obviously, watching from a distance, they've had their struggles at times, but I mean, heck, they're the last team that beat Florida in the league and did it on their own floor. So we know what they're capable of when they're at their best. And, certainly was a jump start for them to be able to win last night and stop the slide and get them back to where this game does have meaning and real relevance as far as the NCAA tournament is concerned. But, look, you're right. It's always going to mean something when the two sides play, but I think in this case especially, it's Bama doesn't want to go to Nashville having lost 2 in a row, certainly not on senior day. Auburn would love to do to the Tide what Bama did to them the last 2 trips that we've been to Auburn, but specifically 1 year ago when Bama ruined their senior day in that dramatic fashion with a Mark Sears buzzer beater. So it will be an intense game. I think it'll be the last game of the regular season in the Southeastern Conference because of the tip time. And I will be very shocked and disappointed, frankly, if every seat's not filled when the Tide and the Tigers meet at Coleman on Saturday night at 7:30.
Voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, be on the call for IBOB, if you will. Part 2 there in Coleman Coliseum, 7:30 on Saturday. He's always presented by Craneworks, and with our friends at Craneworks, what will we do when it comes to, I don't know, repairing shot clocks, going up and trying to fix a Daktronics scoreboard? Craneworks comes in handy for a lot of different things, Chris.
Yeah, maybe you just need to chuck it. If you are, just call Wasteworks. That's a Craneworks company that provides roll-off dumpster rentals in the Birmingham area with a range of sizes and fast service. They are your source locally for dumpster rentals. Just visit wasteworksusa.com for a quote today.
Chris, thank you, brother. Have a great call this weekend. Be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Chris Stewart, voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, presented as always by our friends at Craneworks on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham's your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services. Some takeaways from what Chris told us, what happened last night in Athens and moving forward. Rocco Miller, our resident bracketologist. You don't want to miss it. Coming up at noon. If Auburn beats Alabama, are they in the tournament? We'll find out from Rocco. 3-Man Front continues on Jocks.
Always appreciate Chris Stewart, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, joining us. You asked him the first question about the Daktronics situation last night. I figured like he had accidentally kicked the cable underneath the scorer's table and knocked it out.
It's happened before.
I know it has.
It's happened before.
Not him, but just,
my dad, he was the president of some deal. Anyways, they had a summer conference and he had a guest speaker, and the guest speaker was it was John Stallworth, who was a Hall of Famer, and they were high school teammates at Tuscaloosa High. And I got to go. I wanted to go, and I didn't want to see any of the other speakers, but John Stallworth, I want to watch that.
Absolutely.
And so I stood in the very back of the room against the wall, and all of these people were in there, and my shoulder hit the light.
Oh boy.
Yep. Light went out for a second.
And you really wanted to get away.
Oh, 11-year-old Andrew. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was good with it, but it was a really big deal to me.
At 12 noon, we'll talk to Rocco Miller, the bracketeer. He will join the program. Very latest on Auburn. Alabama's lost. Did it do anything? According to other folks in the bracketology world, it did not affect Alabama, but we'll see coming up at noon. Yesterday afternoon, I was able to get home and watch the United States. I don't know what the final was. It was 15-1, I think, when I stopped watching. Team USA was just absolutely just beating the San Francisco Giants to a pulp.
Did Vitello get thrown out?
No, I saw Vitello make a few pitching changes in that game. He was kind of wearing out that pathway from the dugout to the pitcher's mound. But we do have World Baseball Classic official baseball tonight at 9 o'clock. So if you're basketballed out and you want a little baseball, the first of the preliminary games is going on in the Far East. This will be at the Tokyo Dome, in which Chinese Taipei will take on Australia. That is a 9 o'clock first pitch, and you can watch it on FS1. So if you're looking for some baseball tonight, it's the real deal going on as Austin Wells is on the bump for Team Australia.
It's our catcher's name. It just threw me for a loop for a second. Maybe they're related.
Meanwhile, you've got Philadelphia and Canada. They're playing today at noon. So we'll see if
I'll take the Phillies.
You see if the Philadelphia Phillies can take care of business. You've got Colorado and Atlanta without Jerks and Profar.
Have we had a player
12:05.
test positive today? I know it's early, but another player?
There was a Phillies guy the other day.
Yeah.
One of their outfielders, I believe. But he only got the 80 game, so this was first
I texted Pat, and I said, well, that tells you there's something wrong with the test.
No, if we start seeing Dodgers get suspended, then we know that there's something going on.
I was telling GMAG, this is how championship runs start. You had the Ohtani scandal, but he got to play.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
I think Jerkson's done.
I think it was last night. The Dominican Republic, they played Detroit. Man, you want to talk about the crowd. You know, the Latin American fans, they're incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have Gugazales?
I mean,
like the soccer fans have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Machado went yard. Soto went yard. I saw Soto doing his little dance, around the base paths.
What a scum.
Traitor. But you got the Netherlands taking on Tampa Bay today. You got Nicaragua. They're taking on the Cardinals. Panama is taking on Detroit. Puerto Rico against Minnesota. Israel is taking on the New York Mets.
Oh. And the Braves get the Rockies.
Braves get the Rockies.
How fun.
Team USA is playing Colorado at 3:10 Eastern. Kyle Freeland on the bump for Colorado. It appears that Clayton Kershaw is going to throw one inning today against the Rockies.
That's so cool.
For Team USA.
This is a cool way to go out and put a cap on a great career.
Brian McCann, former Braves catcher. He's one of the
bullpen coach, isn't he?
He's one of the coaches along with David Ross.
Mark DeRosa?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. DeRosa is the manager. Yeah. Of course, Conrad was not watching it yesterday, but I was because I was pulling for the Americans.
Well, I was until the Red Sox guy hit
Oh, they had a
home run and
flyover.
checked out.
That was cool.
Yeah, I saw yesterday that I guess we had, I don't know if we had fallen or this is just how it always was, but we had third best odds to win it, not second, because it was Japan, Chinese Taipei, and then USA.
Really?
Yeah, I
did
saw
not.
that.
I did not see that because I do know that obviously the Dominican Republic is up there in the odds. I mean, their roster is stacked.
Honestly, now going back to the Profar thing, sorry, I've got to talk this out. It's therapy. The next time we see him playing baseball, will it be, in all seriousness, with the Savannah Bananas?
No, I believe that.
You think he's going to come back?
I believe that they're. Well, listen, he just lost $15 million.
Well, I realize that, but what you get popped twice? I don't. What's the Players Association
I
doing?
mean, it's not a lifetime ban. I mean, he'll be banned for a whole season, but I mean, he'll be eligible to come back if he wants to, and I'm sure somebody will take a flyer on him. I mean, think about it.
Or he'll sign a minor league deal somewhere and work his way back up.
I mean, a lifetime 245 hitter was making $15 million a year.
Yeah. I just like to know what is the difference between whatever salve, cream, pill, juice you're taking. What's the difference in your baseball? Because if you're hitting 242 with it, good grief. Are you that bad without it? Guess we'll never know in Atlanta.
We will get to your text messages and phone calls are coming in at 1-800-239-WJOX. You want to talk some basketball? You want to talk about spring football, which is around the corner as Alabama gets started next week. Florida, South Carolina started this morning. We can get into all that next on Three Man Front. It is 11:33. Welcome back in. This is Three Man Front on a Wednesday. 1-800-239-WJOX. We'll also get to your text messages at 205-834-9450. Also, just want to say another thank you for everyone that showed up yesterday afternoon for BB's birthday there at Social Taco. We are there each and every Tuesday from 10 until 2 o'clock. And you know what? You did not tell me to bring the food in, Conrad, today. Remember, you were supposed to remind me. I had cake for you and Molly.
It'll still be good
It's
tomorrow.
his
It's in the
fault,
fridge.
Molly. It's not mine. He was supposed to remind me. See, I had goodies for y'all.
It looks really good.
That was
I
fantastic.
I don't eat sweets, but it was
It'll
pretty.
still be good for tomorrow, right?
It was a
It was
pretty
very good.
cake.
It'll
Are
survive.
you going to remind me tomorrow, or do I need to ask Molly to remind me? Because obviously you
I'm going to
can't.
set a reminder on my phone right now to remind you tomorrow, which I should have done
I
yesterday.
just don't want y'all to have stale. I mean, you've got some.
No, that had plenty of moisture in it. I could tell.
No, it was great. It was fantastic. First time that she said that she had tried the cookies and cream cake. It's very good.
You do it right.
Mm-hmm. We've got basketball going on.
Heck yeah, we do.
It is tournament time. We've got
A-Sun?
Yeah, A-Sun. You got stuff going on. I think the Sun Belt played last night. Yeah, big time.
They did. You had Louisiana knocking off Georgia State and ODU knocking off Louisiana Monroe. But right now, you got Bellarmine and Jacksonville going at it. First round action.
The Louisiana Monroe game was interesting last night. Wasn't it, Pat?
It took me a second, but yes, it was, and I will share that now with Landrum Roberts, and we'll see if he agrees.
It took me a minute as well to like. You're gonna look at the picture and go, "Oh, okay," and then you're gonna go, "Oh." It's a when you see it kind of thing.
All right, go ahead. Take a look at your phone there, Landrum. We'll see if you understand the meaning or what was going on in that picture at the game last night.
There it is.
Apparently, Landrum caught it really quick.
Yeah.
It took Conrad a little
It
bit.
took me a second when I saw it.
Well played, ULM. Well played.
And unfortunately, we probably can't share that on social
No,
No.
no, we're not.
Uh-uh.
No, we're not.
But, yep. Message received. We know what you were doing. That's funny.
You ever been a mascot before for anything?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. No.
I didn't know there were benefits that came with it.
I was in a haunted house one year. Never a mascot, but yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Oh man.
Made me snort.
It's just a good reminder that
There's cameras everywhere. Folks.
everyone's got a camera, something.
You just gotta be careful,
You're never safe.
especially if you're a mascot. You'll get you on a list somewhere.
Yeah.
Got to be careful.
What were you doing, Danny?
It's an honest mistake. I really don't know what I was doing. I couldn't see out of the costume.
I wish we could share that.
Oh, that would be
so people
that,
would know why we're laughing.
Yeah,
Just trust us. It's funny.
I'm sure you could do a search on.
ULM mascot or something. Yeah.
1-800-239-WJOX. Let's go to Chris. I'm sure Chris was very impressed by Alabama's performance last night against Georgia.
How's that standard now, Chris?
Still in the bet, just enough half rear ended and get by as usual, like I said it would be. I swear. Rebounding. Let's recap the rebounding itself.
They didn't have any.
Pretty much.
There's nothing to go over.
Oh, you can. You pretty much crapped the bed on it because you got beat on that. And let's see, your defense pretty much has been. Let's just call it what it is. Less than subpar. And I'll be slow to say they were hitting 3-point shots. They went 16 for 42. That's the equivalent of the Simpsons episode part where Ralph gets thrown through the window, going, "I'm a brick," every time you go up in line. So to say I'm less than a happy camper, it's pulling it mildly because you always talk about standards. at Sanders all the time, and I always preach about it. But and I was on the phone with Conrad. He finally understood what I meant by it. Tell him what I said, Conrad.
He's on the phone on the in the other room, but I'm sure that
You
it
tell
was,
us what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. What I said was, why can't we hold the Bama basketball team as a football team? Because sure, I said the standard for them would be at least to like make it to as the bare minimum is make it to maybe the Sweet 16. But the standard should be for the basketball team for them should be at least playing the national championship game. By their performance last night, you're gonna get bounced out by before Elite. I'm sorry, no, I said the standard should be like what? Elite 8. But you're gonna get bounced out by Sweet 16.
So you think they'll make the you think they'll make the Sweet 16 but lose in the Elite 8? Is that what you're predicting now?
They're going to get into the Elite 8, but they're definitely be bounced out by Elite 8 because they play like my Boston Celtics. They want to look cute and don't actually like play around with their food until it's time to go take time. Then they're launching the threes out of desperation, and honestly, it shows, and it's really pathetic. And at some point, you're gonna have to find a leader, somebody who's gonna dominate the paint. Dominate the paint again. I say it again. Dominate the paint, because that's generally what Jordan was giving you work on, because you couldn't go in on the paint because as a defense was pretty decent. I'll get thrown to that much, but you definitely didn't help it when you can't. Let's say you can't even open the floor up. It hits your child side shots going 16-42. So what are we doing here? Are we going to be a team that wants to dominate, make our presence known? Or are we just going to be a team that just looks good every now and then?
Maybe a little bit of both. Chris, we appreciate the phone call. We'll continue with the phone calls. Let's go to Bama Mark. Bama Mark, what's up?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing today?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Oh, hanging in his out on the highway. Hey, Landro, what's going on with our Braves? Is so far the dumbest player you have ever seen in your life?
Gotta be. How do you get popped last year? You miss half the season. You come back and you get popped for the same thing?
I know. I told Conrad, and the thing I said, he couldn't fart and get one brain cell to pop out.
It's so frustrating. But we don't have much time, but at least we have more time than starting the season and then getting the news. Whatever
I swear. I know, but we still need another starting pitching. And now we probably going to need another outfielder / DH. Well, since now we don't have to pay him the $14 million he has to forfeit for the year. If I was the Braves, I'd just cancel his contract out and find some way. Well, we don't owe you this money because you just messed your whole self up and messed our whole organization up.
No, I agree. If the Braves chose to stick with him, I can't imagine that because he would walk out to boos at home at Truist.
Exactly.
All the Braves fans I've talked to, they're done with him. And maybe some people that work for the Braves are done with him.
I am too. I'm just like, when I saw that, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. You, for the second time, for the same thing. I'm like, you're a rocket scientist. I can tell you all that.
So the only thing I can figure is he can't do without this. This is just a guess. He can't do without whatever performance-enhancing drug or substance that he's using. And he had somebody convince him that they had the best masking agent, and there's no way that they were going to get him this time.
They're always going to find a way. They're always going to find a way somehow. I mean, it's dumb to even think that. Why would you even chance it?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm going to still pull for him. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed week.
Mark, there's probably a lot of bobbleheads that you could get your hands on right now.
Yeah, they're probably getting hit with a baseball bat right about now.
You're right about that. Thank you, Bama Mark.
Well, the good news for Atlanta is they don't have to pay that salary.
No.
So they're not on the hook for that.
And you said that actually helps us out with the luxury tax.
Correct, because Atlanta was over the luxury tax. And so actually they're going to save about total $18 million as opposed to just the $15 million because they were going to have to pay $3 million because they were over the threshold. So now by excluding him off of your roster, then it saves them $18 million. So you can go out and there's plenty of, You need another outfielder out there. You can.
I saw where
definitely
Pham
find
was
one.
out there.
He has struggled the last few years. He has been with a ton of teams.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the knock on him is he's a hothead, and he's not maybe the best clubhouse guy.
Well, he came up as a Cardinal, and he's got a bad eye.
Well, that doesn't help.
No, I mean he's overcome a lot of health issues, and well, it just tells you. I mean, look at his stats. I mean, he's put up good
Yeah.
numbers, and literally he had the same type of eye situation that Mike Schilt had. Mike Schilt was the former manager of the Cardinals, and Tommy Pham came up with Mike Schilt as the manager, so he was very familiar with his eye situation.
Is it a lazy eye?
No, it's a degenerative, something that's going on with I think it's his left eye, and he bats right-handed, so, the ball's on him a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's tough.
But obviously keeps finding teams.
Well, we've had players that we figured out during the season couldn't see before. Who was the guy that we had to get the laser corrective surgery?
I just go back to the year that Jameis Winston threw like 30 interceptions, then he had LASIK the next year. He was like, oh, maybe that was the problem. I don't think that was the problem. Don't think that was the problem.
Just pick the one in the middle.
That's right.
He has keratoconus. Keratoconus. It's an eye disease that causes the cornea to thin, weaken, and bulge into a cone shape.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Tommy Pham has played for 10 different teams.
Yeah, it distorts your vision.
But guess what? He hit 245 last year.
And guess what Profar hit?
245.
245. So there you go.
Well, if Pham's peeing clean, that's a win.
Yeah, he's never been popped for PEDs, so
We'll take him. We'll take him.
Who was it that peed on their hands instead of using batting gloves? Was that Moises Alou? Do you remember that?
Yeah, Moises Alou did
to help
it.
with his calluses on his hands.
Yeah, I think he did that. I think maybe Posada did that too.
I think there's been some other players that have done it.
Yeah, that's an
Seems like something you would enjoy.
Fortunately, I don't get calluses in this job, so
No,
I don't have to do that.
Wouldn't be your own hands. You could just be hired by the team. Hey, Moises needs some help, Conrad.
Or certain mascots. You never know.
Conrad's just wheeling around the clubhouse. Who needs one?
Just chugging water everywhere you see me.
Great job for you.
All right, we'll get back to your calls and your text messages as well. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll get the very latest from our own bracketologist, Rocco Miller, the bracketeer, bracketeer.org. Yesterday, prior to Auburn tipping off against LSU, he had them 5 teams below the cut line in regards to making the NCAA tournament. We'll see how much, if any, that has changed as Auburn got the big win last night against LSU.
How about our friends at Crafts? They got the brand new location I've been telling you about. It's right there on US Highway 280. It's the old Wendy's on 280. It's next to the Hampton Inn in Mountain Brook. But at all the Crafts locations, including this beautiful new location, you're going to find breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast to the drive-thru on the 280 location, but the lunch, the dinner, we're talking about hand-breaded chicken tenders, all the made-from-scratch sauces. Everything's made from scratch there, whether it's to stick to your rib sides like macaroni and cheese. You want rice and gravy, you can go that route. The biscuits are delicious. They got wraps, sandwiches, really something for everyone. If you want to go lighter on the healthy side, now that we got the warmer weather coming up and you're trying to maybe slim down a little bit, well, they got great selection of salads as well. Don't forget about the frozen cocktails that they offer. Great patio seating as well. It's Crafts. 3 locations. The newest location right there on US Highway 280 in Mountain Brook. Also, Crestline Village, 7th Avenue South downtown. For more information, go to craftsbhm.com.
All right, let's get back to the phones. 1-800-239-WJOX. We got a little time to squeeze in a couple more calls before our top of the hour guest. Who's
Don
next?
Don.
Don. Hey, Don.
Hey guys, yesterday was a great day with
It was fun.
BB, wasn't it?
It was good.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna throw down the gauntlet. Is Conrad listening?
Conrad!
Don.
Don's on the phone. Come here. Hold on, he's coming.
Okay.
He was hanging his picture of Chairman Mao Zedong up in the office. Go ahead. Are you in there?
My ears are burning.
Yes,
Yes,
go
my
ahead.
ears are burning.
All right, you there, Conrad?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me the line Saturday night for our friendly bet.
Okay. What's the wager?
I think the wager has something to do about your swimming pool.
No, I'm not playing in the swimming pool.
Hey.
No. Just a little. How about lunch at Social Taco the Tuesday after the game?
Hey, I got one better than
If
that.
you're there.
Well,
All right, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Okay.
That sounded too nice.
Yeah.
We want to screw this one up
I
for
want to
you.
hear y'all's idea.
No, I'm.
Is this straight up or is this points?
No, he wants
No,
the
this is
line.
points.
See, but
Points.
I'll be
Points.
completely honest. I don't love 10 points
No,
and a
don't
must-win
no
game for
chicken,
Auburn to get
come
into a
on.
tournament.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you're playing in your airport hangar. Y'all probably kill me.
the airport.
What
hangar.
about 6? Can we agree on 6?
No, gosh, no. I need more than that.
I'll take 6.
No, how
Touchdown.
about 9?
Touchdown and a hook.
That
about
no,
9?
6. I'll go
How
7.
about 8?
I'll go 7.
How about 8?
I go 8.5. I'm making the line right now. 8.5.
There you go, 8.5. Thank you, Pat.
8.5. I'm
8.5.
stepping in.
All right, thanks, Pat.
You're welcome. Are you taking it? Yes or no?
Sure,
Conrad?
I'll
Or
do
you
the
gonna
8.5.
You're gonna be a pansy.
Don't order
and-
the lobster at Social Taco though, Don.
Wait a second.
But
You already
no,
think
man,
that Alabama's going to lose?
No, I don't. That's a lot of points, and the first time they played, it was a great game. It was close. So
Now, wait a minute now. Now, come on now. My buddy Chris already challenged you. What's your Bama standard, Conrad?
not what Chris's is. I still Sweet 16. I'd be happy.
Well, if the bracketology goes right, you might be playing Duke in the Sweet 16 game.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out last year. Don't think it'd work out great again this year.
So Don, do you think
Okay,
you think Auburn's in now because they beat LSU last night?
No, Pat, that win meant nothing last night.
Okay.
If you ask me.
Okay.
But hey, but guess what though? They did cover in the over hit, so hopefully y'all had the right side.
I did. I had Auburn.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. All right, guys, I hear the music. Thanks as always.
8.5, right, Don?
8.5. That's the number.
8.5. And what's the payoff?
I have to buy him lunch.
Lunch at social tacos.
Okay.
Okay, that's tame.
That's
Yeah,
one of the
that's
most
fine.
cut and dry
Yeah,
bets
that's-
we've ever had here on the show.
That's kind of boring, to be honest with you. I was hoping
Well,
for
I tell you what.
No,
Before
Pat.
the game, now y'all think about it before the game Saturday. Come up with something. Okay?
Yeah, me and Landry will come up with something. We'll kind of maybe tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, we'll come up with something.
Okay, sounds good, guys.
I'm thinking
Thanks,
chicken
guys.
fight in the pool.
Yes,
You're on Conrad's shoulders.
yes, against me and Landrum.
All right, guys. Thanks,
See ya.
fellas.
Pat, I don't think you want to volunteer after that chicken fight.
Ugh.
We
All
got to
right.
find 2 other people.
Rocco Miller is next.